right, ladies and gentlemen. One more time for your mind. Often imitated, but never duplicated. It's the Gathering of Old Men Podcast. Myself, TT, and Mullo, talk into this week's event. Whew, the old intro, man. It feel like this one of them days. Like before we start anything, this podcast is brought to you by Old St. Pete Gin, because it's been one of them days. How you doing, TP? Been doing all right?
You know, man, the sun's shining on all of us. I can't complain.
Jamal, how your day going?
Hey, I'm here on the way to the bar, so it's about to get better.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So we had some other things scheduled to talk about tonight. We was going to talk about the draft. We was going to talk about Chicago State new football program, their new coach. Like, I wanted to give him his flowers because he was down at FMU. So I wanted to give him his flowers, but something happened, right? Live for Hoops reported that Florida A&M's coach is going to be the next head basketball coach at Grambling State. And before we get into anything, first off, let's give Liv her flowers, because people have been reporting her reports without giving her credit. We have had to deal with the same thing here when we reported on the Clemson thing. So I want to make sure that we give Liv her flowers. Because she's getting her just due. She was on the front page of men's basketball on the mothership. So shout out to her. Amazing work, amazing job. While she was working, she was reporting, I was working my sources to find out what I could find out. And I'm going to tell you right now, anytime that I pose a question to the people that I trust with questions and answers, and they hit me with, I'll get back to you, hold tight, or nothing, it's probably true. So again, shout out to Liv for all of her reporting. Now, again, it's an interesting day. It is a very interesting day. And I don't know how to say this better, but I'll say it like this. I'm about to run my mouth, and you're gonna have to deal with me for a minute. I make no bones about it. I have created a platform with Marlo, TP, Doc, Lord Jamal, where we are a fan-oriented podcast. We like to speak from the fans' point of view. And sometimes we have to pretend that we don't know ball. This ain't that. We also have to pretend that we don't understand economics and how administrations work. That ain't tonight. We understand fully what happened. And some of y'all going to be pissed off at me because I'm going to start naming some names. It is what it is. First, congrats to Coach Crarey. Hell of a coach. He earned his way up. But if we keep it a buck, FAMU was in an absolute impossible position. One, you are coming off of a big scandal at the beginning of the year. Before that, you're coming off the loss of the national championship winning coach. So you have those two things impacting the decision-making of stakeholders. And on this very podcast here, Devron Gibbons, the one that a lot of people complained about, told you, I am the employee of
You didn't
FAMU.
say hi to your daddy. You didn't tell him hi.
What's up, Miles?
He said, say hi to dad. Say hi to dad.
So when we have all of that, we now have to add into the fact that let's just go ahead and call it a book. The Board of Trustees did not have faith in Tiffany Dawn Sykes. Whether that's right, wrong, indifferent, they did not. So any and everything that she did from the time that they lost faith in her is colored. So what do? Do you give the next coach that she hired a 5-year contract? Remember, the coach before him had a 5-year contract and resulted in no wins. I'm not going to say no wins. Didn't
Well, don't say
result.
no wins because they
I'm not-
gave him an extension after he won the MEAC that year.
Right, right. I'm not going to say no wins. He won the MEAC. He got his extension, but it was short-lived. And they suffered through, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 years of losing after he got his extension.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We're
So
losing, like not even like competitive losing. Because we being serious, we not that much of a serious basketball school. So it wasn't competitive losing. We were getting our teeth kicked in every night.
So we dealing with that. And now you're asking a organization that does not trust the athletic department's leadership to make a hire and commit long term when they, in their minds, have not committed to her long term. It's an impossible situation. Yes, two things can be true. Yes, Crarey got disrespected by the Board of Trustees, but the Board of Trustees, with their fiduciary responsibilities that did not trust, and it wasn't just the Board of Trustees, and everybody need to quit acting like it was just the Board of Trustees. It was fans, it was alumni, it was boosters. A lot of people didn't trust the AD. It wasn't just the board. So when we have these discussions about, oh, Tiffany Dawn Sykes and this, listen, the woman is probably an absolute wonderful woman. I did not get a chance to interview her. I've discussed why on this podcast. Did not have chance to, was not comfortable in the environment when I was at SWAT Media Day for football. All of that I've made public. I don't know this lady. She could be a good person. She could be a bad person. I do not know. What I do know is that Craig was in an impossible position. The Board of Trustees was in an impossible position. You have a situation where the president of the university is being pushed out. The AD got pushed out by the interim president. What were you to do? Of course, the easy thing was just to give him a 5-year contract. And let's not get it twisted. Crarey is my guy. From the time that I sat down and had SWAT dinner with him, I was like, oh no, he no ball. That was my guy. I was on the bandwagon. But I also got to be real with myself. The Board of Trustees was in an impossible position. And here's the funny part about being in an impossible position. They was in a no-lose situation. If Crarey was successful and they gave him an extension and he stayed at FAMU, it is a win for the university. If Crarey was unsuccessful and he didn't stay with the university, it was a win for the university. If Crarey was successful and left the university, here's the funny part. It's a win for the university. Why is it a win for the university? Because we are in a different era of athletics. There is a transfer portal where right now almost 2,000 athletes are sitting in the portal of 4,000. Almost half of the available talent. That's not from high school. Half of the available talent that's already played college athletics in some form is in the portal. So if you hire a coach, he can put together a squad And at the very least, if he's competent and has an idea of what he wants to do, be able to come close to what Crarey did. I'm not saying it's going to be the exact same thing. I'm not saying it's going to be the exact, but there is opportunity. So there was a no-lose situation for the Board of Trustees. So for anybody that wants to sit here and lambaste the Board of Trustees for how they treated Coach Crarey, I get it. But also, you got to see the business side of it, because a lot of us are forgetting this business side. And that is the problem with college sports on every side. Everybody's forgetting that it is a business. Crarey made a business decision, and I respect his business decision. Am I still going to watch him from afar and wish him well unless he's playing against the Rattlers? Of course. I think he's a brilliant coach. I think what he's bringing to the game, especially in this HBCU space, is a breath of fresh air. But when he played the Rattlers, I hope he loses by 40. But that's my guy. And I'm going to continue whenever I get an opportunity to bring him on the podcast. What you got to say, TP? Hold on. My bad.
No, you good. I seen it. Well, basically in this type of situation, you know, you got to go beyond surface level when you start looking at why a coach did this or why the university decided to go this route. Was it just based on wins and losses? Absolutely not. You know, this was a personal decision. And only time will tell if the grass was in fact greener. But you know, you celebrate for what they've done and the accomplishments that they had, but at the same time, you just wish them well. You know what I mean? If the university was unable to retain him and it falls on them and it's their fault, you know, you reap what you sow. So hopefully they are able to get a better, you know, a better or a good replacement, somebody that's gonna be up to the task. And like you said, there's still 2,000 athletes in the transfer portal waiting for a phone call. So you do your due diligence. Recruiting has taken a turn right now in the space that we're in, because you can look at kids that have already played and you still have to go recruit those guys coming out of high school. So, you know, we can look at all of the kids that's already in the transfer portal, but don't sleep on the ones that haven't been getting all the offers. If you do your research, especially local, you know, you go into Grambling, there's a whole state, Louisiana, there are players that have not gotten the recruiting offers they wanted, or may not have gotten recruiting offers at all, and still need to find a home. So I'm pretty sure Coach Curry is going to do what he needs to do to have a competitive team going into the 2025-26 season.
Marlo?
Well, I applaud him for doing what's best, what he thinks is best for him and his family. Like, as a man, you can't do nothing but think about that first. And if a longer term deal is what's best to secure the bag for you and your family, kudos to him for being in the position to get the offer. Because a lot of folks, they are not good enough to garnish a 5-year deal. So I give him props for that. As a Rattler, I wish that we could have seen what he could do or will do for our organization, because I do believe that he was heading in the right direction. But, you know, as a Rattler, I am 100% sure that, you know, the institution will be all right. Like the institution of FAMU will be all right. There are plenty talented coaches out there looking for work, and the FAMU job is appealing. Not only because we are in Florida and that Florida market, the talent pool is deep, and we have brand sponsorship. So you're not going to a program that is a fly by night, and everybody ran Rydell's or them three stripe Payless shoes on the basketball court. So we good. Like it's an attractive thing. So I do
And
believe that.
and FAMU has its own NIL collective that does their own fundraising.
Yes. So
That's
we'll be
big.
all right. We will be all right. I don't know if financially the move is going to wind up being good for him, because Louisiana does have a state tax, so that money gonna get hit twice. So yeah, all the best to him. I just want you know both sides to go their separate ways and shake hands and everybody be good.
Doc,
Woo! Gave him that, tried to give him a 2-year extension. He told y'all, kiss his ass. Kiss my ass. I will not sign that bullshit. I like silence.
Jamal. I think we might have lost him. But again, like I said, a lot of the rhetoric that's running around. See, my problem, right? My problem is that I see too much, right? I'm way too petty. We've discussed on several occasions that maybe, just maybe, I shouldn't be on social media. Just maybe. Because ain't no way on God's green earth that y'all out here calling FAMU broke when we all seen y'all financial disclosures. We seen what you bringing in and what you ain't bringing in. So let's just, some of the FAMU broke rhetoric, let's put that to the side. Let's put that to the side for a second. And let's think about what's really happening. What's really happening is the entire college sports landscape is changing. And while you may be laughing at a FAMU today or a Grambling State yesterday, tomorrow it may be your institution. That is the reality that we are in. And for those of us who have sources and talk to people, we know what the issues are. And we kind of just let y'all say what y'all want to say. I know Doc know. Say what y'all want to say on the internet because it's cute banter. But some of y'all just be talking. Y'all just be talking. I don't know why. Y'all think it's cute to just talk, but y'all just be talking. I don't know what the move is going forward. I trust AD19. AD sucks for everybody else. I absolutely trust AD19. So that's what we pop in the chat to do. Okay, we're not doing that today. So I'm gonna tell you the name that I like, right? There's a couple names that I like. The first coach that I like is that coach out in Langston. You done been to the national championship game, you done played on the big stage, and you went back to the tournament the next year. I like that guy. What's the guys you like, Jamal?
I'm high on Charlie Wood, and a lot of it is because TP said it. He's local. Charlie is right there from Thomasville. He played high school ball at Thomasville Central. He played at Florida State. He had a long NBA career. I'm high on Charlie Ward just because that local talent. Honestly, from Jacksonville down to Gainesville over to Panama City and up there right there in South Georgia. So that Bainbridge, Thomasville, all been the area. Those guys never get looked at ever. I saw a dude in the gas station today could have played D1 ball from Bainbridge. Never get looked at. So we got to start tapping into that local market to keep those kids at home.
Well, again, I will go ahead, TP.
I just think that a lot of these universities and coaches, they get into this I don't want to take a chance mindset, because some of the local kids might have some troubled past, right? Maybe they just ain't had the right leadership.
I
You
think
see
a lot
that,
of it is more what you just said, just not having right leadership.
you know what I mean? Not the right leadership, not the right opportunities. They need a mentor.
Yep.
As a coach, you are a leader of men, and you have to understand your responsibility isn't just to go get W's, it's to help these young men grow. This is a college, you know what I'm saying? Where you're at the college level, they are in that transition point. They just left mama house. They still may not know where they're going in life. You got to be that helping hand that gives them, at least try to instill the proper mindset. So whoever they decide to bring in as the coach, they have to be somebody who is going to lead by example and give these kids the tools that they need to be successful in life after basketball.
Yep. Hey, I just read a comment. I ain't get to say my spiel. But of course he applied to the Alabama A&M job. You can't tell me that man had been applying for every opening position since forever when he was in Miami being the AD and the head fucking basketball coach. So of course he applied for a position. Every single coach on everybody's payroll, when the job opens, they all apply for it.
Yep.
Because
Mhm.
as a coach, your life ain't certain for no fucking reason. We just saw not Carl Malone. We just saw Mike Malone in Denver get fired, and he number 4. Your life ain't certain as a head coach. So of course, if you see an opening, you gonna fucking apply to it.
Mm-hmm.
In 5 years, how much of that is guaranteed?
Bingo.
You gotta look at the fine print. You feel me?
Exactly.
Like
So we don't know how much of his contract is guaranteed exactly, and that man not. He's not. We talk about the SWAT coaching career and we laugh at it, but a lot of those dudes get passed around and jump around because they committed to working at HBCUs. Query has no intentions on staying at a HBCU his entire career.
it's a
He
stepping
wasn't. He
stone.
wasn't trying, and especially he wasn't even trying to stay at no D2 level either. So you got to realize that. You got to understand what's going on. Like you said, just look at
Exactly.
you got to look at what's going on. FAMU, hey, I know you said you gave him a contract. You fucked up.
They
And
could have they could have gave him an extended contract with the same amount of guaranteed money, but the life of the contract be worth more. So
thank you.
Yeah.
But
if if if
context,
if you're producing by year 2, 3,
You
now these
seeing the
incentives
same
kick in.
money.
Yeah.
Now
Big
these incentives starting to kick in.
you
But
seeing the same money. Right.
you gotta want to though. You
so
as a university, you have to want to keep that person there. The love was lost, and you can
so the
tell that he slighted in a way.
So to be transparent, his contract had escalators in there. I think it went up to 180 or 190 a year, something like that. But his contract had escalators in there. Was it what Grambling was paying? No. As a matter of fact, Grambling put out to the world, hey, we paying 230.
Right, but
Mm-hmm.
is that 230 with escalators and incentives, or is it like, hey, whatever the fuck you do, this is just what you get?
Hey, there's another thing that you got to pay attention to here because 230 in Louisiana is a lot more than 230 would be in Florida. So even if they
Not
match the
No,
contract,
no, they got state income tax.
they
Even
got
more.
state
They got
income
a state.
tax.
Yes, sir.
They got a state income tax in Louisiana, and thanks
I
to
know they do.
Louisiana governor, Louisiana is damn near unlivable right now.
Oh, so 230.
We laugh at.
So it's 230 matching Florida with cost of living because I'm thinking about the cost of living as well, not
His
just
he was in a college town, so cost of living here is cheap. Hell, I got a whole house for under $2,000 a month.
okay.
Exactly.
So if you look at it, Sedge, Uncle Sid said the contract was $230 base salary. So of
Mhm.
course, of course, you're gonna have a lot if you're gonna make the contract out like that. You don't. We also got to realize too, whatever type of alumni base that Grambling has as far as with basketball, because they are, if you really think about it,
They take basketball serious.
they take basketball serious. Just like motherfuckers take football serious. They
Yeah,
take
they
basketball.
take basketball
They take
serious.
no. In fact, Grambling is a old ass school that takes sports serious. Grambling is a swag blue blood, just like a Jackson State, just like Southern. You know what I'm saying? Them people take fucking sports, not one sport, every damn sport. They take that shit seriously.
If people knew what we like, we talk about this is such an amazing coup for Grambling State. Please understand, it is turbulent times at GSU. The fans, the alumni, they not happy.
Yeah.
I ain't telling you something I heard about. They making it known to the world they pissed off. This hire may cool some of the savage souls. This hire. But
what is the fallout in Florida? Because this is the second year in a
We
row
don't
that
have we don't have a
that
fallout in Florida over
this is not a
basketball.
fallout. This
It's
hold
not
on,
a
this is not a
fallout.
I'm not talking primarily just about the sport of basketball. I'm talking about in the coach changeover because we saw what happened last year after FAMU football won the Black National Championship. What and then the coach leaves, and then now this year now the basketball coach leaves. Like
So
what's going on? Is this an athletic director problem?
no,
so,
this
but
is
you have
the
to understand,
previous athletic director.
we got a brand new athletic director. It's not the same
I
athletic
know,
director that hired
I
Query.
know, I know. It ain't the same.
Yeah.
The athletic director that's there now was they didn't hire either one the football coach that's there now and then now they no they did hire the football coach that was there. They didn't hire the one that had won. And then so now there's a big change over AD and head coach, and then now this year the head coach of the basketball team.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all some blood honest truth. Because this coach leaving wipes the slate clean of the Sykes era, the rumblings are low. There isn't a lot of people complaining. Yes, we feel like Coach Crarey could have been treated better, but people aren't. This just closes that chapter. This now gives AD 19 her clean slate to like open the door and do what she wants and do what she needs to do. She's doing some stuff business wise, and you're seeing it with season tickets and investing in champions and all of that stuff. You're seeing the business side. This now gives her an opportunity to make the program into her own image.
And I think that's more of what I was alluding to, not necessarily a fallout, but like, what is the mood and spirit like with all of these changeovers? Is this a good thing? Like you say, wish you could have been treated better, but at the same time, there's a culture change? Are we embracing the new culture that the athletic director has brought with him?
And
Absolutely. I mean, you have to understand the current athletic director was born on FAMU's campus. Literally, when Foot Hillier was the high school was the hospital for black folks.
Gotcha.
Her mama was the head librarian at Coleman Library. Her dad
So
managed facilities. Like she went to FAMU high school. He's
so
not an
so that
outsider.
so when we say homegrown, it don't get no more homegrown than
It
this.
don't get no home more homegrown than this.
I got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
So we
Context
good.
matters.
Context matters exactly. And I mean, even outside of that, it's just the timing. Great, he's leaving. The portal's still open, and you season just kicking off. We still got time to hire a coach, get a coach in, and let him get acclimated and get a team in before fall.
Right. Because
yeah,
you don't want to do kind of what FAMU did last year. They sat on their hands until it was late in the
Until it was
portal.
too late.
Yeah,
Yep, portal
you
was
don't want to do that.
closed. Exactly. So, but I don't think she gonna have any pushback on who she brings in with the board for the same
zero.
reasons, for a lot of reasons that I just stated.
I can tell
Gotcha.
you right now, the dude in St. Pete got a lot of sway. Marlo know who I'm talking about. What happened to Marlo? Marlo know who I'm talking about though. He got a lot of sway, and whoever she decide to bring in, it's gonna get rubber stamped. Point blank. Period. Now, do I hope is one of my two favorites? I absolutely do. Do I wish?
I know it better not be Leonard Hamilton. That's all I got to say, man.
What is everybody saying? Listen. Hamilton. Hamilton is
I
in
don't want that
retirement.
man nowhere near my school.
He is in
Damn, why
retirement
you saying that? Why you saying like that, bro? He like, fuck that shit, dog.
because
Do not get that man up there.
If you can't win at Florida State,
yeah,
what you gonna do at FAMU?
we're not gonna do that because Hamilton took a good.
Uh-oh.
You know, I just I don't want Leonard. The Florida State in me want him to go on into the sunset. He's done enough. I don't need to rehash it. He's done enough. That all being said, there is an opportunity to hire either an every coach that I've seen on the hot list are up and coming good coaches. My dark horse, which I know probably ain't gonna happen, Sam Cassell, because he can get the DMV area. Because I can tell you right now, there are rumblings about a certain school not hiring Sam Cassell because they're trying to put together a squad on the EBT card.
Not the EBT card.
I done already showed y'all. There is a difference between putting a team together like it's the modern day version of roster construction and look at that kid play against all of the Class A kids. There's a difference. So,
Say a motherfucker coming in from Florida Southern. I ain't know Florida had a Southern.
like, there's absolutely no way Leonard Hamilton could have went to anybody and said, "I'm picking up a kid from Florida Southern." It would have never flown, never. But again, I digress. We're gonna run to a commercial, and we will be
Hey,
right.
before you run the commercial, it was a question in the comments about why we don't support basketball. Honestly, I think it's just the region. It's the South. Like if you've ever been to that part of Florida, we very rural, very country, and football is key. I honestly think it's just the area. I'm from 40 minutes outside of it. I played basketball. I love basketball. But even for me, I think football runs a little bit closer to my heart. So I honestly think it's just the culture and the region that it's in. All right,
We
commercial.
will be as this was unfolding onto the internet, because I thought this was some kind of hoax, as it was unfolding, it turned out to be real. A gentleman, we're going to call him Matt, responded to a Steve Smith post of him golfing by saying, "Does your wife and kids know you're sleeping with my wife?" He then proceeds to post screenshots of text messages between him and who we assume is his wife. These text messages are quite graphic and quite embarrassing if you are said spouse. Because again, in the era of Twitter, there is no shame.
We need to bring it back.
Some key issues that Marlo might want to discuss is the quote,
I'll get it.
"You was so deep, you moved my IUD."
That sounds about right.
So
obviously, she's used to dealing with a short knocker, and he was not. he didn't have the proper equipment. First of all, this is my whole problem with the whole thing. Why, as a man,
Run away.
as a man, why would you call another man and record it just to put it on the internet that you recorded talking to him, that he had then dug a pothole in your wife? Yeah, my bad, y'all.
Hey, hey, that shit classic right there, man.
It really
You
is.
know,
But
there's a pothole. You know, there's a pothole in your wife.
in between that and Troy Collins' baby mom, them ain't never getting old.
Hey, Troy,
Well,
your baby mama went ham because you interrupted her trying to eat her damn French fry.
man, it was one of those days.
But she ain't worried about no goddamn shoe size.
I interrupted her French fries. That's all she cared about.
You interrupt, French fry, bro.
Hey, real quick, big transfer portal announcement in Division II football. The young man, Trinidad Chambers, D2 national champion, has entered the transfer portal. The man threw for 2,925 yards passing, 1,019 yards rushing, 51 total touchdowns. He 6'1" listed, so he probably 5'10", because you know how we do. Put him in some lifts and he a couple extra inches tall. So if he's 6'1" legit, I mean, somebody out there gotta have him on their squad. Like, he shouldn't be in the portal long at all.
That man is not staying in no damn group of five. That man try to go P5, P4. Hey, Trinidad, I'm gonna need you to come to the sweat. There's a couple of teams. That need a damn quarterback right now.
There's a bunch of teams that need a quarterback.
There's a bunch of teams that need a quarterback right now. If you want to go, what?
So,
offensive line coach is the offensive coordinator at a certain school in itty bitty Mississippi.
No, who the hell want to go that far up Mississippi's ass to play football?
Hey, let him come to Jackson State, boy. Hey, goddamn, Jacoby Morgan be in the damn quarter by midnight.
So I gotta,
Here go Blue.
you know, anytime the guru Blue pop in and give us some knowledge, I'm just saying, dude got some numbers. I like productive quarterbacks that can throw the rock. I don't like them 1,500-yard passing quarterbacks. I ain't never like that. Never like that thing. But
You don't want a
that's some
pocket
big news.
QB. You want Mike Vick.
Who, me? No, I want both. If you're gonna be a pocket QB, you need to be able to process information and let go of the ball. If not, you need to be able to throw that thing 110 yards and be able to move. That's all I ask.
That man is a 2-time national champion. That motherfucker come up to the SWAC, just like Blue said, he on everybody, not everybody, but everybody radar. Even the champs, he on their radar. What? Come on.
So,
but he gonna go to some school. I'm being dead serious. He gonna go to some school that, like, somewhere in the FCS, or at least gonna try to go group of five.
He's definitely going group of 5, bro.
So,
because honestly, all the P5s already got their QB, but those them G5s will take him in a heartbeat. Like Troy, I think Troy's quarterback graduated, so I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up somewhere like that either.
Who he can let me tell you something right now. Let me take this hat off real quick when I say this. Hold on. Let me take this off.
Oh shit.
Let me take this off right now. He can come right now and start. I'll take him over the Tiny Tot any day of the week and even on Sunday.
I'm gonna tell you your problem. Cornrow Mike is your goddamn problem. There you go.
Oh, I know.
And there you have it.
The anytime, and I mean anytime, not in my entire life have I ever heard of a Florida State football coach telling the media we not gonna let you in the spring practice.
What if that man went to Bethune?
What if he went to Bethune?
Campus now, all 4 buildings they got.
It won't matter. It won't matter.
You know what? I'll pay the projects across the street and just to take all the doors off the hinges. Like, hey, as soon as they go to practice, just fill everybody door. I got $50 a door.
Marlo, what if that man goes to Bethune? What you gonna do?
You know what? I already got Marlo. I got Marlo answer right here. This Marlo answer right here.
Still,
what the hell is that on the screen? That should say BCU donation fund.
We're going around the whole SWAC, Marlo. The whole.
Why in the fuck is it under my picture?
That's Marlo answer right there. That is Marlo.
I'm just saying.
Hey, sad part is said it right.
I feel how I feel.
As a media person, I like Bethune-Cookman. They treat us nice. They let us come to their facilities. I like Bethune-Cookman.
They try to get us fitness. That's what they trying to do.
And Troy,
they trying to infect us.
And there you have it. That is why he's not going to Bethune-Cookman right now.
So,
now what if he ends up at Grambling?
That's fine.
This is why we need to have Yard Talk on the show. Somebody tell Yard Talk to come on the show.
Yeah, tell Yard Talk to come on the show.
No, Marlo. No.
What? I like Yard Talk. After we had our initial meeting, she is a very nice individual. I can appreciate her.
You know what? If it wasn't for me breaking the Clemson news, that entire podcast is unusable. Unusable.
What did I? I did not do anything. I
All
just
right.
simply stated my position and how I felt about it,
Okay. All
and
right.
we didn't see eye to eye. So they had it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get to the breaking news. So not new news, but we didn't get a chance to really, because things happen so quickly in sports. We didn't get a chance to really to talk about it. Chicago State hires Bobby Rome II for his first football coach. And correct me if I'm wrong. Chicago State it is not an HBCU, but it's a predominantly African American school, correct?
It's a predominantly black institution, PBI.
Okay. So, and for those who don't know, he was at FMU. And if you watch any of their games last year, they had entertaining football. They had the Clark Atlanta game on, was it HBCU Go or it was either HBCU Go or HBCU Plus.
No, I never, and I mean ever, want anybody to say my brand of football is entertaining. Because what you're not saying is that my brand of football is winning. That's just me.
Well, you got a point though.
You know, I be sending people, athletic directors, like emails so we can like interview coaches and stuff.
And we should, because that's what we do. But we gonna call a spade a spade.
I'm so glad.
I mean, if you run 10 trick plays a game, people will be entertained.
Okay, so that wasn't what happened. They got into a shootout with Clark Atlanta, but the game ended in a tie because Clark Atlanta had to drive back to Atlanta.
And
so
it was weather related.
Yeah. What was they in?
What?
2 overtimes or something? It was something crazy.
What?
Oh no. The weather got delayed.
The weather got delayed. You just tell me that that's a joke. That they had to drive back to Atlanta. It was the reason they ended that game in the tie. The clock went out, or like they ain't have no more time on the clock to see who gonna win.
No, so the weather travel clock. The travel clock, and then the weather was still bad. So what happened was it was at halftime. The referee, they tried to go back out there the third quarter. So the referee, they was looking at the weather. The weather wasn't going to act right. So the referees called the game and said, like, it's time to go. Plus, yes, Clark drove from Atlanta all the way down to Miami.
I mean, I can understand the bus ride. What I can't understand is an institution agreeing to not having a finished game when they was already there just because they got to drive back to Atlanta. The bus drivers ain't got to be in the game. They could have been in the bus sleeping.
No, it's not. It's out, but you know, bus drivers, they gotta have it. They can only drive 8 hours. Because they treat just like over the road truckers. So, but it also, like they said too, the weather was a issue. The weather was an issue.
You know,
so that's the reason why they didn't. That's really the reason why. That's really the reason why they didn't finish that game. I told
the weather.
It was the weather. The weather.
Okay.
So it was the
real
thing was the weather. Because it was a couple of times in that game where they had to stop the game because lightning in the area and stuff like that. So,
gotcha.
Coach Keaton said he was like he wanted to finish that game, but knowing that for the safety of the players, and then they also have to have a long ride home. They have a long drive home. Then, yeah. Marlo get ready. Marlo been saying, "Man, fuck that shit." Wait,
Marlo got his gun ready. For real, like, no.
Man, we rode from Tallahassee to Delaware and we had one driver, Frank, on the bus. So I don't understand this 8 hour thing. Like,
Well,
yeah, we thugged it out.
Marlo, what year was that, man?
Well, it was in the 90s,
Okay,
of course.
so you just
the
answered the whole question.
price of airfare has gone down dramatically since then. So I'm gonna get into some SWAC baseball standing news. Right now, the current standings in SWAC baseball:
Fuck y'all,
Florida
damn
A&M.
Wow.
We'll get to why he feel like that in a minute.
That's so
Hey,
aggressive.
hey, are we ever gonna get close deal on this show? That's all I got. That's
We're gonna get to that right after this.
cool.
Right now, SWAC baseball standings: Florida A&M is 11-1 in the conference. Bethune-Cookman is 10-2. Texas Southern is 10-2. Alabama State is 9-3. Grambling State is 7-5. Watch them. They playing sneaky baseball again. Prairie View A&M is 4-5. Southern is 5-7. Jackson State is 4-8. This why
we tied with goddamn Mississippi Valley. Who's fuck gonna be tied with them damn Red Devils down there?
Mississippi Valley is 4-8. Arkansas Pine Bluff is 3-6. Alabama A&M is 2-10, and Alcorn is 0-12.
At least we ain't all. At least when ain't Alcorn getting our ass whooped by 29 runs and shit, dude.
29 runs.
29.
Were they throwing overhand?
They were throwing overhand.
That sounded like it was a slow pitch softball going on. Slow pitch, not fast pitch.
It sounded like my granny could hit the damn ball and she was still alive. Blah.
You know what? That's what happens when you venture into waters that you're not accustomed to being in. Like, as a college athletic department, you know them kids wasn't ready. They knew. But, you know, maybe they're building towards something. But you don't hire softball coaches to teach baseball. Maybe they should start there.
Don't hire softball coaches to teach baseball. Ooh.
Cause that's soft. You lose by 20 something. You know how many fights I would have been in? I would have been ejected out of that game. When they got up by 9,
you ain't lying.
I'm swinging on everybody.
You ain't lying. Everybody would have got hit. Game would have been over.
What? I'd be like, put me in the pitch, coach.
That's some real nigga. That's some nigga shit right there.
Hey,
I'd have been like too.
You would never beat me by 29 in nothing.
It's this girl I follow. She went to Bethune, and every time they start losing, you'll see her tweet, Bethune start to fight. You know what we did? She talking about why they ain't hit somebody, man.
They said they were playing Ole Miss. I still would have been swinging on them.
You ain't hear my comment. I would never lose by 20-0 in no damn baseball. Not that I still be in the game. I apologize afterwards. I don't know how many times you got to fight to get suspended, but ain't nobody beat me by no 20-0. Nothing.
Hey, Jamal.
We ain't even say nothing wrong. Why you putting the damn? We ain't even say nothing wrong.
Hey, Jamal.
He said he gonna apologize. That's something wrong.
Hey, Jamal.
I'm saying afterwards, but it's still gonna be a fight.
He didn't say during the game. He said during the game he gonna start whooping somebody's ass with a bat.
Yes.
I'm not gonna do aggravated assault.
Swing at their ankles and chase them. You just gotta swing at their feet and then chase them
Wait, wait.
down the field. There you go.
I bet they won't throw the ball come to the outfield. They ain't finna run the bases in front of me. Because
Hey,
now we're playing dodgeball at that point. It is no longer baseball, it's dodgeball. Because I'm throwing at somebody.
Absolutely.
hey,
Absolutely.
hey,
Throw the ball at
hey,
them.
wait a minute, y'all. Let me put it like this. They were playing Old Miss. Be like, man, fuck your Confederate flag and just throw it at their ass.
It's going down.
It's going
Just
down.
know. Just know if I'm on the field and y'all start winning by too much, something finna happen.
And you can see the counter police like, look at these niggas right here. Look at
It
these
happens.
niggas right here.
I'm just saying. Sorry, not sorry.
I'd have been
You
swinging.
say you seen what I said about my football team. Somebody gonna have to show me some fight. And I'm past my prime, but it's levels to this shit.
Okay. Wow. So before we get to softball standings, I have reached out to FAMU's sports information director, brand guy, all the long name, all of that. I understand it's a lot going on with spring game and everything. We called about credentials for the spring game this weekend. So I'm assuming that his plate is full and his cup runneth over. So tomorrow I'm gonna reach out to Coach Dimples and ask her to come on to the podcast in her inbox, as opposed to I've tried to go through the
Did you say
regular.
Coach Dimples?
Because when she was introduced, the first thing you see is her dimple. Like she's smiling, she got a dimple. Those dimples.
I don't think you should email her that, Coach Dimples. You should say her name.
I'm gonna say Coach Bill.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it.
I'm just trying to keep it so she might
so
come.
we can have some future. We need future money right here.
Just saying.
So wait, I'm the problem. You invented the term short knocker, but I'm the problem.
I'm just saying.
No, Adrian, dimples, not nipples, dimples.
Oh shit!
My God.
It went left.
That went up so fast.
Oh shit! Whoa! Oh shit!
In other news, Court Thornton
That went up
is going to
real
be staying
fast.
in the SWAC.
Yep.
But can we get to the can we get to the SWAC softball standings? Can we get to that now? And there is Biznu. I knew it wouldn't take long.
What's up, man? BZ Loop.
Oh, all right. So SWAC softball standings. FAMU is 11-4 with a brand new coach, by the way. 11-4. Jackson State is 9-5. Bethune-Cookman is 9-5. Alabama State is 9-6. Alabama A&M is 6-9. I'm a little okay. So I just got confused. So baseball and softball are different. In softball, it's East and West. In baseball, it's just the entire conference.
It's the entire conference.
Okay. So in the West, it's Prairie View A&M at 11-3, Texas Southern at 10-5, Southern at 6-6, Grambling State is 5-6, Arkansas Pine Bluff is 5-10, and Alcorn is 4-11. I've watched Prairie View A&M play. They good. Mm-hmm. But if Coach Dimples isn't manager of the year, I don't know who is, because she got off the bus and is in first place right now.
Hey, we got Bama A&M and Tallahassee in the week too.
So yeah, what time? Hold on. What time is the softball game on Saturday?
Shit. Let me check. Hold on.
Because I think yes, Adrian. I realize sometimes that I have problems with my diction and I need to enunciate my words correctly. Otherwise, people hear things that I did not say.
Damn, Crook, you said something real smart right
Wow.
there.
Supposed to enunciate.
Hey, softball
Wow.
game is Saturday at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock, okay. And then the
Yeah, tomorrow.
spring game is at 4.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I honestly I like that setup. I wish a whole lot more fans would participate and go to the softball game. By the time the softball game in, spring football game to be started. Just walk across the street.
We need to find out from Earl what we need to bring to the tailgate.
Man, I'm about to text. I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah.
Boy, bring yourself and your liquor.
I can't. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
Ash.
I showed. Last year I had a case of chicken and a 12-pack of beer.
I got my kid. I can't.
Oh, you got Ash this weekend? Ah, shit. Troy gonna be sober like a mother. Drink for him, Marlo.
So,
I drink non-alcoholic stuff now.
Marlo is the designated driver.
Oh, well.
Marlo is the designated driver.
You ain't drinking since you got Ash with you.
No, I'm talking about homecoming. Marlo is the homecoming designated driver. That is. Do you understand? My homecomings have been amazing since he stopped drinking. Amazing. Oh man, it is. Listen,
I still have fun. I don't know what y'all talking about.
I'll be happy when my friends get to that point. I'll be at homecoming with an extra $2,000 just in case we all go to jail.
Hey, come pick them up from the Leon County Jail, please.
I didn't put that on my other debit card. I did. My sister be like, hey, if they call, come get me.
I don't. So some things I
But I
can't
gotta go to
do.
work on Monday. I can't lose my job.
You know what you can't do on homecoming weekend when your anniversary is the day of homecoming? You cannot go to jail on homecoming. That's what you can't do.
Damn,
Good thing I got married in
on your
September.
homecoming weekend.
I got listen. This me. This me. This me. Like you can like have breakfast Saturday morning and then pause it until the weekend is over with. Wait, hold on. No, So Crook, you can't just know that. What's the rest of the story? See this here at Fat Mouth Sports.
Hey, wait.
We need the whole story.
Hold on.
Hey, yo.
You can't just leave the story there. You gotta tell the whole story.
You can't do us like that. Come on, bro. You can't do me like that.
It's a story. Oh God, listen, man.
Here at Fat Mouth Sports /HBCU tonight, we want all the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now spill that shit out, bro.
Man, that's like I think it was Sean earlier today was telling me how he came with a Sean. It was Trey. Trey was talking about how he came to Tampa for a bachelor party, and apparently some girls was inhaling powder off the toilet seat in one of the clubs. And as he started to tell me what happened, all I needed to see was Ybor sitting. I was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh. This is YNs had a serious shootout. It's like
Wow.
with my bathtub.
Hey, we need to move. If you have the opportunity to move away from where the YNs be, move. Just move.
Move
Like,
to the white folks side of town, man. Just move. Do that.
like people have problems with HOAs. The one problem you ain't got to worry about is the YNs acting up because they called the police. You're gonna have to go somewhere. But
911, what's your emergency? Ma'am, there is some young Negroes out here shooting up the place.
it might be me.
I need you to send your best officers over here right now. And don't forget, I pay your salary.
Oh man. Oh man.
First, I'm gonna call my homeboys who are on the force. If it's a situation like that, I was like, just let me know when y'all out there so I can get low. Eliminate the threat.
Oh Lord. I got somebody on the phone. She laughing at the eliminate the threat.
Eliminate the damn threat. And if they keep acting up, shoot and reload.
Exactly.
Quick,
All right.
I put on my best white boy.
So as we by the way, I got to work to get HBCU's track expert onto the podcast. I'm gonna get him back on. I just got to reach out to him. All this stuff that happens so much, I never get a chance to clear out the schedule. I'm gonna get him on the show. I'm also gonna get Golden Boot onto the show before we get the football season because I want to get their take on both the SEC and what's going on in their neck of the woods with HBCU football. That being said, Doc, the draft is coming up, and
Yes, sir.
I got questions for your Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, here we go.
I just got some questions.
Go ahead.
Who are y'all gonna draft?
They need to draft a whole
They
new
don't even
team
know. They
and
don't know.
start over. They
Owners
need to
included in this draft. But that's where it starts.
they need to get
That's what I'm getting ready to say.
50, 54 picks and start over.
That's what I'm
54.
gonna say. This is what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say this. I want to draft Mark Cuban, who's a private citizen here in Dallas. I want to draft him to run the Dallas Cowboys. He ain't gonna be all up in the TV and shit like that. He gonna let his GM run the show. Don't look at me like that, Troy.
I'm just saying he was on the court at basketball games. You know he's gonna be on the field.
But that's different. That's different. He was a fan before he was an owner. So he's gonna be a owner.
I mean, if they ain't lose on Friday and he fire everybody on Monday and say, hey, makes sense.
Pretty much. I just want him to be the owner of the team. Tell Jerry Mama that she need to go ahead and put that black dress on. We're gonna deliver them flowers over here to his house in Highland Park because his time done came. His time done came and passed. Now,
wait, we gotta hold on. No, because like I've let Marlo talk to me about my fandom. We got to talk to you about your fandom. You wished death on Jerry a few times on this show.
I told y'all.
Sometimes it be like that.
You said you wanted him dead. They need to bury him. Was your exact word?
The Dallas Cowboys
I
will
know
win
that.
a Super Bowl when he does it. He ain't wrong.
Thank you, Jamal. Thank you. That is my fandom right there. Like I said, I told him you need to call his mama. His mama dead. And tell her jig her so she can put that black dress back on. So we can go ahead and bury him next to his mama. Now, what we need as far as our draft pick, if he doesn't fall that far, because I think we have the 12th pick, I would go try to pursue Abdul Carter from Penn State. Just think, him on one side and Michael Parsons on the other side, and it's hunting season coming out the edge. It's hunting season.
They ain't gonna be able to stop a run for nothing.
What your Tampa Bay Buccaneers gonna do? All
we do is win, no matter what.
Oh, that's the bullshit.
They win until what, January the 2nd?
And then when last time Tampa Bay won a playoff game?
This season and the season before.
They won.
And the season before.
Y'all didn't win the season before.
We absolutely did.
No, the season before, y'all lost to the wild card game.
No, we didn't. Like a motherfucker.
No, they beat Philly. They beat Philly the first game and lost to Detroit.
Thank you.
They not beating Philly no more though. They not. It's not a lot of teams that are beating.
Why would you cook your mouth to say that? They said we wouldn't beat Philly the last time, and we did. Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand Marlo's fandom. Marlo, he's not Delulu because he's very clear-minded about his quarterback when his quarterback pisses him off. He will tell you very quickly his quarterback has loft. Check the previous episodes that will tell you what loft is. All I'm saying is that Marlo's fan, I could ask him specific.
Loft is lack of fucking talent. That's what loft is.
That's what he says about his starting quarterback, by the way. So when we break down how Marlo feels about his team, it is both realistic and delusional. Relusional, I shall call it.
What about your team?
Oh, we starting over. But if
blow that shit up.
we good now. All we got to do is draft Ashton Genty. You can't mess this up. You got a quarterback you signed for 2 years. Draft your future right now.
They signed a lot. They gave him 40-something mil a year.
Dude, y'all gave Baker Mayfield $100 million. Don't talk.
He gets 30 a year. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, I want to talk about my QB.
Your QB is Mr. Glass.
Don't do that like that. That is a serviceable quarterback. He puts up great numbers. I have no reason why he has not been to a Super Bowl.
Weeks of the season.
Here you go.
No, you wanted to pull the Raiders up in this. No, you got to take yours too.
Hey, my team 11 started for the whole league, so knock yourself out.
The fact that Saints fans are talking about bringing back paper bags and what y'all did to Derek Carr is ridiculous. Derek Carr was not that bad when he got there. He was not.
Oh, don't go there. Y'all gave up on him like he was nicotine.
It wasn't us. It wasn't us. It was that dude. It was that Tom Brady dude. That Tom Brady dude.
Tom wasn't even there yet. He was not even there yet.
The Raiders gave up on Derek Carr like he was a nicotine patch.
Treated that man so bad. We was a playoff team.
They definitely did.
But we had an amazing season with the best fourth quarter wide receiver in the history of football. That is the only wide receiver I know that won't catch nothing 3/4 of the game and then show up in the fourth quarter and be the game changer. And then he ain't do nothing in Jacksonville.
Who does anything in Jacksonville? Oh, my bad. My bad, Jamal.
All right. So like I was saying, Ashton Genty should be the draft pick. You got a quarterback. We got that raggedy zone defense. We should be fine. Now the question: where's Shador going? That's the question. Oh wait, that's the question. Where's Shador going?
We're still doing this shit to Tampa.
You think he gonna fall that far?
Who gonna take him? Like there's so many teams that don't need a quarterback.
Who gonna take him? The best team available, and I guess the best team available is the New York Giants.
If it's a few teams, if Shador Sanders gets past 10, something up.
If he get past 10, that means they did some psychological bullshit just to get him out of that top 3.
It's something up. Like I don't normally believe in conspiracies outside of what they did to Warren Sapp. I normally don't believe in conspiracies. But if he dropped, and he is essentially the same quarterback Caleb Williams is, it's something up. But we'll hopefully we get back in time for TP to talk some more about the draft. I want to talk about, I think somebody could get Tyreek Hill for a cheap trade. Dear Father God.
Marlo said, I got my shit on right now.
Marlo said I put that shit on. Y'all got me fucked up.
Man, this guy. But Tyreek Hill, for those who don't know, has been involved in a domestic incident, and he may be able to. We may be able to get him on the cheap.
Another one, or he just got like 12 more kids on the way.
No, he got another one. He got another one.
Boy, he about to
That
be
man need to
Phillip
be
Rivers.
fixed.
He about to be Phillip Rivers.
I'm not.
Antonio Cromartie
Shooting out them kids.
The forgiveness of his wife is unmatched. But you know how Miami Dolphins do.
Who is that with like 15 kids? That's Antonio Cromartie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Antonio Cromartie got a whole defensive squad, and Phillip Rivers got a whole offensive squad.
What make Antonio Cromartie so bad is the fact that he was on Hard Knocks. They asked him to name his kids, and he could not remember their names. Now, as I've gotten older,
What's so bad is my Uncle Billy played baseball with his daddy at EWC. So he know the whole family. I just was smoking cigars with his daddy. That's funny.
I think again, Reek, because of the way Miami Dolphins operate, I think Reek might be on his way out of Miami. Again, Crook, send him back. I am perfectly okay with you sending him back. Perfectly okay. Not at that salary. Wait till the salary run out, then send him back. But
he said he's gonna send it in the car back to Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Then the other thing. So sometimes I see stuff, and I can't believe somebody actually said this. But Deshaun Watson says that he believed in himself. and after this injury, he gonna regain his former form. He's going to silence the haters. The problem is that the hater is the team owner. The team owner said he made a mistake signing you.
Sign that man to $230 million? Guaranteed. $230 million of Buffalo coins.
After you knew
Every time he passes a mirror, you need to say, dumbass. Dumb ass. Every time.
Every time Deshaun Watson passes up a massage parlor, he just gonna remind himself, like, damn, I was the man.
Massage Envy got his picture on the wall. He cannot go to a Massage Envy in 300 miles of Cleveland.
He said, man, you see this? If you see this nigga right here, don't let him inside of your massage parlor.
This and
because all he wants is a happy ending.
And again, shout out to the Texans. They knew something the rest of the world didn't. And they built them a playoff team off of that one trade.
They got him up out of there quick, too.
Sure did.
Ooh-wee. All right. So I know we talking about wow. See, Crook, I haven't stirred Marlo up all night, and thank you for allowing me to stir Marlo up. You are right. Jameis Winston is worth more than Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, and Tom Brady all rolled up in one. He is a media monster. He is the best quarterback the Bucs ever drafted.
I'm not falling for it. Not gonna do it. You won't have me crashing out. Right here, having people think I'm crazy.
Marlon said he's taking the high road this week.
But under my breath, it's fuck him.
That ain't really under your breath. That's kind of loud. But all right. Lazard is taking a pay cut. Wait, what? The Jets, Alan Lazard is taking a pay cut to $2.25 million base salary. Of course he did. Of course he did. Who was paying Alan Lazard?
Shit, Green Bay was paying him a good piece of money. That's because Aaron Rodgers made him.
Yeah. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, still the fans, still the organization, the Cook family. I'm sorry, is that the Cook family? No, that's not the Cook family. Can't think of the name of the family right now. Do not let Aaron Rodgers hold y'all hostage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Cook got another one. This is our chance to rile Marlo up. Cook, let me tell you about something about Jameis Winston throwing game winners.
Y'all wrong. He throw game winners. It just ain't what a team playing for.
Leave that man alone. The Lord has not blessed him to fix his pick six problem. When the Lord blesses him to fix his pick six problem, he gonna be a Hall of Fame quarterback. Marlo ain't going for it this week. I'm sorry, y'all.
Nope. I ain't doing it.
All right. So there's that. Now, I know we don't talk a lot of NBA on this podcast, but we got to talk about Luka. And
Yeah,
the ridiculous.
Luka came into Dallas and kicked our ass by himself last
But
night.
y'all had one person. AD can't. First off, shout out to AD for shooting LeBron a bird. So you my boy Blue. Shout out to AD for shooting LeBron a bird. Luka cried when they played the video. I'm gonna get to that fan base in the second group, but the win over Dallas does not negate the bad losses that they've had. And if the Lakers play the Warriors right now, because I think they there's like third and 3-6 play. I think the Lakers are in like third or fourth position. If they end up playing the Warriors, I don't think the Lakers win that series. I think it might be Warriors in 5.
The Lakers right now, the Lakers will play, if I'm not mistaken, the Lakers will play Memphis. So how does it work? So basically the playing game from 7 through 10, right? So you got 7. So the playoffs will start. The two teams that's in the playing game is Sacramento and us. So we would go at it. We would go at each other at first, right? Or how does it go about? Because I get confused when it comes to the playing game.
Again, more reason why that playing game is absolutely stupid. So as I understand it right now, 3 plays 6 because Memphis is now in the 6th position. They were in the 7th position. So Memphis is now in the 6th position. Golden State is now in the play-in game. 7 through 10 is play-in. So OKC they'll have a bye. Houston plays. How does that work? Now I'm confused myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My understanding was I know 3 plays 6. So 3 plays 6. 2 would play.
Well, the other 4 play-ins, right? So the other 2 play participants, like Golden State and Minnesota, they haven't locked the play-in berth yet because really Golden State is only a half game behind, like I said, half game behind Memphis, and Minnesota is a half game behind Golden State, but a whole full game behind Memphis.
Okay, so
is it 7 through? So is it the 7th and the 10th, 7th and the 10th place team versus the 8th and the 9th place team?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then basically whoever wins out of those teams, they play again to. So one team will basically solidify. So the 7th through 10th team will basically solidify who's the 8th place team, and then the 8th through 9th team will solidify who's the 7th place team.
Right. So so I'm on NBA.com. So right now, Oklahoma City would play the number 8 winner. So the number 8 winner. So that would be
basically it's a 4-team round robin. 2 wins get you in the playoffs.
Right.
That's basically what it is. 7 through 10.
8 through 9, and then
Yeah.
so then whenever whoever the team loses, they basically out because
Yep.
it's single elimination, right?
Yes.
So let's just say it like this.
No, it's double elimination.
It's double elimination.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The 7 versus 10 play first, and the 8 and 9 play first, right? So if you the 10 seed and you lose, you still got another chance because
to get in because you'll represent the 8. You'll represent the 8 seed.
right.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you lose the first playing game, you're not dead, but if you lose 2, it's over with. And it'll go until you have 2 teams that win 2 games. So the first 2 teams that win 2 games are the teams that get the 7 and 8 seed, depending on their record, is where they'll be seated. So like the 10 can't jump the Warriors and be the 7 seed, and the Warriors be the 8 seed. So think about it like this: if the Timberwolves and Kings get in, then the Timberwolves will move up to 7, Kings move to 8, Warriors out. But the Warriors win, then of course, they'll, if they do what they supposed to, they'll have a 7 seed and they'll play Rockets in the first round.
Mm-hmm. Do you really want to play the Rockets in the first round?
Do you want to play the Rockets or the Thunder in the first round is the question, because I don't like either one of them matchups for any one of those teams in the bottom 4.
Bro, I don't think, like, on the real, to be honest with you, I really think that OKC, I'm not saying that they ain't serious, but I'm looking at their record. I think their record is fluff.
Think so?
I think so, yeah.
I don't trust OKC.
That's what I'm saying. I think their record right there it's all fluff, because it's like this is the second time. This is going to be the second year in a row that OKC going to get to the playoffs as the clear number 1 seed in the really overall in the entire playoffs, right? But they got put out in the second round. And people want to call that team, ain't saying nothing bad about it, but they want to call the team a championship team. They got players, but it hasn't translated to them getting over the hump.
I think every team that has a great roster that ends up in the top 3 every year, you go a couple years in a row, this is their moment, because when you look at the state of the rest of the Western Conference, this is their best opportunity to win. The Nuggets are in disarray. The Timberwolves can't figure it out after they got rid of Cat. Warriors have digressed. You know what I mean? You look at the Clippers. I don't think the Clippers got a championship roster. The biggest test is going to be if they can beat the Rockets, if they both make it to the Western Conference Final. And they do match up very well against us, because we don't really have anybody that can stop shot. Like, we can put Dylan Brooks on them, but Dylan Brooks going to get cooked 9 times out of 10. You know what I mean? And then Chet, he's long, he can rebound, he can shoot. He just got the slowest 3-point shot ever. Like, if we keep a man in his face and put a body on him, we can eliminate that threat. But the biggest question is going to be, can we slow down Shy? You ain't going to stop him. Can we hold him under 30? If we hold Shy under 30, I think we can win that in 5 or 6. But that's going to be that has to be the defensive game plan going in. But before we can even get there, the Warriors got to handle business in the play-in, because there's no reason, and I'm sorry, there's no reason that Dallas should be able to go to Golden State and beat the Warriors. There's no way. They don't have the roster to beat Golden State. Not right now. Not right now. They don't. So if Golden State loses, so if they beat them, then they'll play the loser of
between Minnesota and Sacramento.
Yeah, they play the loser of that game. So the winners play the losers. So if you lose, you're playing somebody who just won. So if the Mavericks lose this game against Golden State, then they'll end up playing the winner of Timberwolves Kings, which will
Kings.
probably be Timberwolves. So
I think that would be a better matchup for the Mavericks right there.
but then if they could somehow win that game, right?
Mhm.
Warriors beat the Kings.
The
You have
Warriors
to play them again.
You got to play them
No,
again.
you'd have to play them again. You see what I'm saying? You would have to beat them in back-to-backs. If they, I ain't gonna say if, it's more than likely Warriors gonna beat the Mavericks, and then they'll have to play the winner of the Timberwolves Kings twice if they want to get in. Like that's where we at.
So I'm gonna transition it to the East because I
Look
remember
at the East. Yeah, I remember when you crashing out about your Knicks.
I remember earlier in this year, people was telling me all these great things about the Orlando Magic, and at one point they was ahead of my Knicks, and I was crashing out because there's no way that the EBT squad should be ahead of my Knicks.
Why you call them the EBT squad, bro?
Because they ownership don't spend money.
That's diabolical.
I was about to call it racist.
And I told y'all on Tuesday, the Orlando Magic is the equivalent of the crackhead squad because they are funded by Amway. And everybody got that Amway representative in their family.
Doesn't count.
Hey, TP
Not
told you
gonna
not to
crash out about that one either.
Hey, TP told you not to say nothing bad about Amway, so they got good products, okay?
Call them the crackhead squad. That's fucked up.
He called them crackhead, the EBT. Just say you don't like the owner.
This is the boss. The boss.
First off, in basketball is one of those sports that is built mostly on momentum. Like you gotta have heart, but basketball is momentum based, and there is no hotter team in the East right now than the Magic. So going
They
into
are, but they also 20 years old. I don't trust them either.
So going into the play-in, they gonna beat the Heat, and then they gonna beat the Bulls, and they gonna be good. Because I think the Bulls beat the Hawks. Honestly, I think the Magic end up. Well, no, they'd end up playing the Hawks if the Bulls beat them. But I feel like looking at the East, Magic and Bulls make it into the playoffs. Hawks out. Trae Young just still can't get it done. Like I don't know what it is. It might be time to move on.
Yeah.
But has Trae Young had legit help though?
I mean, he had some players on his team, and
he is a liability.
Yeah,
he is a liability, man. Like, I'm trying to
crash out.
Like, I'm trying not to be disrespectful, but he is a liability on the court.
All they tell the truth is disrespectful. Yeah.
Thank you. Because I be trying to be nice, but the man, he's a traffic cone
You
on
probably the
defense.
only nice one on this whole show.
He a traffic cone on defense. He too small to really get to the basket when he
Wait a minute.
when they press him off the 3-point line.
What?
I am a nice guy.
You just called the whole entire Magic squad.
If we were ranking nice to crazy, you probably would be at the bottom.
Excuse me? Hold on.
You would be at the bottom of the ranking.
Are we sure about
me?
that? Who would be at the bottom?
He talking about Troy. Look, Marlo and Troy would be at the bottom shaking hands.
They absolutely would.
I ain't say I wouldn't be down there with him, but I would be looking down at him.
See, at least one person has self-awareness.
No, I am nicer than Marlo. We have professional relationships that I try to maintain every week, and Marlo coming here every week trying to trash him.
Play the clip about Rising Spear.
Please, I'm begging.
I think that
Fucking
was a
Rising
reason.
Spear.
I think this
Right.
y'all be the
Marlon,
judge, fans. Y'all be the judge. Don't start
nah,
nothing, won't
every
be
time
nothing. Speaking of Twitter beefs, so uh, before the new year, I was awakened to Florida State news that I had not expected. 6 former Florida State basketball players decided to sue Leonard Hamilton because of missed NIL payments. And at first, I didn't know how to respond because I didn't have all the information. So shout out to Fries No Slaw, TJ Pinger. His podcast has had attorney Rohan on and explained all of the facts of the case. I don't care about who wins the case, who's right or wrong. What I care about is that there are coaches, the head coach, one of them, sending text messages about payments to players from the NIL collective. Wait for it. Fucking Rising Spear. For those who don't know, Rising Spear has been suspended from doing business with Florida State for the last year. I might have broke up, so let me say that again. Rising Spear has been suspended from doing business with Florida State for the last year. Apparently, Rising Spear was supposed to pay each of these players $250,000. Again, I want to start off by saying, fuck Rising Spear, their CEO, and everything he stands for. I hope he stub his toe every morning at 3 a.m. when he wake up. That's how I feel.
I still think it's wild that they was promised $250K, but Langston couldn't even get 5 bands to not eat ramen noodles.
Again, I'm trying to figure out how I was wrong in anything that I said.
Hey, well, at this point, y'all should probably want to jump rather than spill, but I'm gonna mind my Negro business.
You gonna mind your black business?
Yep. We don't
All
have
I
no
know
problem with
is
that fang exchange.
all I'm gonna say is that them people asked for all of the smoke, and I politely gave them all of the smoke. But I still maintain that I lead with love. That is my mantra. I lead with love. It is about the
My
students
mama
and the
used to
student
lead with
athletes.
love too, right? When she put that belt in my ass. So what's the difference?
Belt to
But
ass, belt to
you
ass, belt to ass.
and that made you a better person for it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But what I know for sure, I may not run over my rival with a Nerf bus. I may think about it, but I ain't gonna do it. Marlo gonna hit them people in Daytona every time with a Nerf bus.
Right there.
So we know for sure what's going on. Oh man.
Who said Marlo said who's gonna be what? Who said it was gonna be a Nerf bus?
Might be a real bus.
It'll be a real bus.
Wait. And speaking of which, I'm sorry, fans. I have to defend myself because TP, if you bring up Bill O'Brien, has said he want to hit him with an actual bus.
Nah, not a bus. Hey, have y'all ever watched that movie Mad Max?
Yep.
That truck, that big semi they had. That's what I want to hit them with. And then time to the front.
Said time to
Jesus.
And run it full speed into the side of the Grand King.
So again, and while Doc sitting over there acting like he innocent, he has killed the owner of the Cowboys a million times on this podcast.
For him, for your mama, for your daddy. Steven, he's cool. Charlotte, she's cool.
The other daughter that we don't know her name, but she passed the DNA test. She cool too.
Oh yeah. Forgot about her. She's cool.
What, the black one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. We ain't just gonna skate by like y'all just didn't say that. Excuse me?
You didn't know that?
That man had sex with a color.
Not Mr. Stop Integration. Hold on.
Oh yeah, Mr. Stop Integration. Hey, don't it always be like that though?
You sure do.
Didn't Strom Thurmond have a black daughter?
Yes,
he surely did.
I guess they were playing that song. Throw that ass in a circle. Throw that ass in a circle.
Hey, nah, I gotta keep all this to myself.
I gotta
You had to take a minute for that one, did you?
He did, bro.
You seen him?
I was not prepared for that one.
Yeah, that man paused for like 5 minutes. He's like, hold on.
Hey, so I said, hey Siri.
I'm like, wait. Oh God, you learn. Hey, look, that's why you tune in to the Gathering Old Men podcast. You learn something every week. Every week.
Man dipped his foot in the water.
I'm that baby Peppy.
Oh man, I got some breaking news. So I know I reported on here that the athletic director from Sacramento State is black. It's actually the president of the university is black. So I got those two guys inverted. So I meant to say something Tuesday, but I want to clear that up now. The reason I'm clearing that up now is because breaking news, Sac State president Luke Woods, who's an alpha, by the way, essentially calls the FCS JV football.
Damn.
And I quote this. Hey, remember when I keep telling y'all need to pay the money to be on message boards so you can get reliable news, because the people that are on message boards pay to be on those message boards, and those are usually the people that are large money donors to universities. So stakeholders also are on those message boards. So if you wonder how I get some of my information, there you go. But on a message board, apparently this says this was Reddit, but on a message board, Luke Wood says, we don't have to join the Pac-12 in order to benefit. We just need a bowl series institution. Need to be a bowl series institution. Right now, we're in football championship series. We're a football championship series institution, which significantly reduces our media value. Currently, football is essentially JV. While all of our sports are varsity, that's what we're trying to change.
Hey, tell his ass to come to tell us. Bring his JV team with it. Hey, you know, honestly, tell him to pick any sweat school and bring his JV football team with it.
Tell him come on down to Jackson.
Come on. So let's test him theory.
So some interesting things. Mike Vick was in the running for that head coaching job. True. They have created a significant NIL, and they've had some significant signings. I don't know how that translates right now because we haven't broke down rosters and everything like that.
No, what you're saying now makes sense, because remember, both schools offered him the job. Mm-hmm. Both schools offered. And I said, I think he's going to go to Sac State. And when he pulled and went to Norfolk, but now that makes sense. If I'm sitting in the interview with the AD and the president, like, well, essentially, we have a JV squad. And then you go to Norfolk, and Norfolk pretty much like, hey, bro, we can whoop any ass in football. Yeah, I want to go to Norfolk State. I don't want nothing to do with y'all. If that's how you feel about
That's how you view it.
Constitution,
Yeah,
then
that's how you
what
view
you
it.
want me to do? So now it makes sense.
So, but again, that is that is interesting news. Um, I don't. Y'all know how I feel about meteorites, right? I
Here
mean,
we go.
it it is what it is, man. It's easy money if you do it right. Um,
What did I? Hey, Jamal, what did I say a couple of weeks ago? You gotta have a what?
oh shit.
Exactly. Nah,
Oh man, I'm cussing on the podcast. My bad.
hey, go right ahead.
You gotta have a what? A competent commissioner.
You got to. You got to, but no, but even amongst ourselves, especially I know for me, you, and Barlow, we've lived through incidents of like, are you fucking insane? Not having a
Pretty much.
competent AD and not having a competent president and or both at the same fucking time.
Hey.
You know, again, I just I wanted to go through some news, some more news.
Oh, you skating over that shit like real fast. Hey, some more news.
Because of the time, I'm trying to get TP out of here on time. Um, that school in Gainesville is not broadcasting their spring game. The bootskins say you either show up or you don't see.
Hey,
Um,
whoa, time out. I'm finna extend the show a little bit. Hey, why
Oh
we ain't
shit.
talk about the boots to this coach that got accused of sexual assault by a student?
Ooh.
Yeah.
so let's see. Since we
We
here,
got
we here.
they got a whole creek for a damn head coach.
So early in the season, the University of Florida student newspaper put out an article referencing the coach both harassing and I think there were allegations of stalking co-eds on campus, either in their DMs, so on and so forth. I'm going to tell you this, not because of me having an animus against the athletic program at Florida, but just as the work that student newspaper has done. Every time they put their journalistic hat on and done an investigative story, it has shown to be true.
Mm.
So
So well, goddamn.
when that last president down there left, and he tried to make it act like it was because his wife was sick, come to find out he was hiring his buddies to do no-show jobs at the university.
Wow.
That newspaper reported on it.
Oh yeah.
I have no problem
Man, I'm talking
believing
about
in their reporting.
millions.
Millions.
Hey, that president was letting millions slide out the back door to his homeboys.
Damn.
So
Sound like a scam.
if we know them to be credible reporting agency, why would I not believe them when they say they got information that the coach been harassing co-eds? But again, we forget
Dennis
all about that
Donovan ain't
because
never do nothing like that.
we forget all about that because they won a national championship. That went by the wayside. That's the story we don't want to talk about.
I don't care about them. Fuck Florida.
And it's a couple bootskins that I think are decent people. Mark is one of them. He kind of slides across that because until the university, he's one of those people until the university step up and say something, he don't really say nothing. So that's cool. But that newspaper in that town tells the truth.
Yep.
So
Hey, nice to know somebody still keeping up some journalistic integrity
because it ain't many of us out there.
at
Again, shout
all.
out to Liv. Shout out to Liv. Make sure she get her flowers again before we get up out of here. I'm gonna do a quick quick commercial break, and then we're gonna do our little party shots. This phone call is a risk. This is what you call
And he
a
doing it, and you doing it live.
Hey, quick question. What shoe size is Ash? Because Marlo is going to get him some snakeskin Rattler Air Force Ones.
Yes, sir.
He getting them.
He what size is he?
I don't know. You don't know about my shoes last. Shit, am I supposed to know that?
Oh, dear Father God. Remember when I said this is...
First of all, you interrupted me eating my fucking french fries, and that's rude and disrespectful. Let's get that out of the way. Number two,
What happened?
I want to say a 5'6".
What happened?
I think it was 5 was the last time I bought a pair of shoes.
TP dying, so something good just happened. What happened?
Well, you listening?
I am listening to you, Melissa, and so is podcast.
Sweet baby Jesus, what just happened? This has got to be podcast gold.
You don't interrupt the woman when she's eating French fries. Lesson learned today.
You know, Marlo, he makes everything worse. He makes it so much worse. He makes it so much worse. But I digress.
That never gets old either.
Sure don't. That is pure gold right there.
Just gold.
You know what?
I'm laughing every damn time.
One day we're gonna tell some old college stories. One day. Real quick before we get out of here,
you gonna tell Ash, man, your mama cussed my ass out online.
Oh, he know. He's seen the clip. Real quick, FAMU's spring game is going to be on Saturday. There's also a softball game. I'm going to attempt to make both of them, but I will be at the spring game. As always,
On one tonight.
I have not eaten rattlesnake. Have I? No, I haven't eaten rattlesnake. I've eaten gator, not rattlesnake. But we will be at the spring game. Hopefully, Earl let me know what he want me to bring to the tailgate. So we'll be out there. If you see me, speak to me. I'm not gonna know your real name. I'm only gonna know your Twitter name or your Instagram name. Don't judge me. That's just how I know people. That being said, this week has been an interesting week. A lot of stuff going on. My retirement account has started to come back. What we're going through right now is basically the consequences of elections. And elections have consequences, right? So a lot of people got a lot to say from January through April, but was church mouse quiet in November. I've seen people on the streets of my city in the middle of the women's Final Four protesting for what they thought was wrong. Well, again, trust and believe. I'm pissed off about my 401k and retirement accounts. Like, I don't want Fidelity to send me another email for the next 6 months. Here's the problem.
They can sell them shit stay until next year for me.
What?
They keep.
The thing is, y'all wasn't upset in November. And shout out to my people for not being in the street at all this weekend. Because the people that was out there, y'all on social media trying to figure out where we at. We ain't know where. We told y'all. We told y'all we weren't coming out for this foolishness. We told you the protest happens in the polls. But you couldn't wait. You had to fuck around and find out. Now we here. Now this dude talking about running for third terms and all this craziness. We put tariffs on penguins. We are literally the laughing stock. But there may be a bright side. If I can't get them Chinese EV from China, maybe I can get it for France or England when those trade agreements go into effect. So now I can still get what I want. I just may have to pay a little bit more, but I won't have to pay 3 times the value of the car. So for that, thank you, dumbass. And for everybody who is screaming about Doge and AI and all, please understand what a lot of you people are calling AI are called business processes. It is just a list of commands. Everything people are calling AI is not AI. Y'all ain't stupid. Use your brain. AI requires libraries. If your programmer is programming what we call a list of conditionals, if one thing happens, do this. If that doesn't happen, do this. If both things happen, do this. Those are all conditions. Those are conditionals. I just gave you a business process. That's not AI. So, as I said before, lead with love. Buy your eggs from Amazon Fresh. They cheap. When it's time for you to vote in local elections, vote. Vote your interests, not your tribe. And you'll be all right. We won't be here. That's all I got. Doc, what you got for us this week?
Oh, let's see. Woo! That was a good diatribe right there. You know what I'm saying? We was out there minding our own black ass business, like I've been saying since the election. I know where I voted from. I voted for my interests and my kids' interests and my family's interests at the same time. You ain't gonna catch me out there. I mean, like you said, that you're going to your cities and protesting is at the polls, but it's also it is not for the national level, but for that state and local level. We always talk about that. We talk about that all the time. So for all those who voted for the orange Cheeto, haha, just like you said, you fucked around and found out what's going on. So basically, get your head out your ass or get it out of the clouds and come back down and got to deal with it now. On the sports side, yes, my Dallas Mavericks are in the play-in game. Going to be there as a number 10 seed, unless Sacramento decides to lose their last 2 games, and we could be up there in the number 9 seed and maybe able to play the Minnesota Timberwolves. But I'm tired of folks in my damn city talking about, Mark Cuban was stupid to sell the team to these owners because they want to move the team to Vegas. Let's just say a spade is a spade. They ain't moving that team to Vegas. Mark Cuban put a clause in the contract, basically, when it said that he was going to sell the team. Why would you sell the team and try to move the team from the 4th largest media market to the 40th largest media market? That makes no sense. And it's already been said by Adam Silver that he does not want to have a team move from one big city to Vegas. He wants to have an expansion team in Vegas. It's always been like that. There's no other way to get around this. They want to have their own NBA team. You keep the Mavericks here in Dallas, especially in downtown Dallas. Like I said, try to move them outside the city limits. We already know what happened. It was the Dallas Cowboys. And They went from Dallas, the city of Dallas, to Irving, then from Irving to Arlington, and then from Arlington to who knows where. But let's just get this notion out the head that the new owners are going to sell the team. Now, would I say that they will go ahead maybe and get rid of Nico Harrison? More than likely, yeah, because he was not the hire for that ownership, and that was more of a Cynthia Marshall move than a Mark Cuban move, because Mark Cuban said if he was to trade Luka, I'm going to get the whole house just for that one man. So everybody in Dallas, chill out. We ain't going nowhere. We're going to be in downtown Dallas. The lease for the American Airlines Center is up in 2031. We got enough time to come up with a solution to see if we could get a new stadium, a new arena in downtown Dallas, or fix up the fucking American Airlines Center. That's how you do that. And plus, I don't think the Stars want to move out of there either. You know, they love it there. They love it downtown. So, other than that, we're gonna try to talk about that more of the move. Look at the standings in baseball and get some more insight on the NFL draft and where Mr. Heisman, where he's going. But that's my time. I'm Doc Holliday. Be easy.
TP, what you got for us this week?
I ain't got a lot for you, man. Whew. What are we gonna do, Rockets? The time is near. There's been a lot of hype building up throughout the season, and this is our opportunity. We had a couple years, 4 years of just dreadful basketball, but we're back. We got a young core. If this ain't our year, look, we got a lot that we have built on, and the sky's the limit, honestly. So great season so far. Let's finish it strong. If we go down swinging, we go down swinging, but we gotta swing. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That don't mean take 30 straight threes. We just got to go out there and play our game. You get to the basket. We've been killing people in the paint all season. We've been able to get a lot of second chance opportunities, a lot of points and fast break opportunities. Play our game. We're going to end up playing one of these playing teams who are going to be coming in hot. This is one of the dangers of being the 1 or 2 seed, is the fact that you're going to be playing somebody that's already been in a pressure packed situation. So they already know what it feels like to be under that pressure. And with so many young kids on the team, a lot of them haven't seen some deep playoff runs. Matter of fact, I don't think most of them have. So our core, they are untested when it comes to playoff basketball. So the teams that we're going to be playing have players that have been in playoff situations, because Stephen Curry, multiple championships. Timberwolves made a deep run last year. We know the Mavericks got some players that were on that championship team, not championship, well, Western Conference championship team from last year. So, I mean, nobody really talking about the Kings, but they have a lot of young talent, so they can surprise a lot of people if they fire on all cylinders and everything goes their way. But for us, we just got to do what we've been doing all season. And I can't wait for the playoffs to start. But that's my time. I'll see y'all next week. Same place, same time.
The spirit of T-Mac and the spirit of James Harden will be with you.
Stop. Those teams didn't win. Stop.
I was like, them the wrong names.
Now if you'd have said,
God,
now if you'd have said Hakeem, Penny,
King. Y'all need
Come
somebody.
on,
This
man.
boy saying
No, don't.
T-Mac in the
I
field.
specifically said don't go out there and miss 30 straight threes, and then you bring up James Harden. Thank you, Doc.
Yes, I want y'all. It's Dallas versus Houston, baby.
I
The
just
battle.
Come on. Well,
The
come on
battle.
down. Come on
The
down
battle I
45, man.
45. The
Come on
battle
down
I.
45.
The
Come
battle
on
I
down 45.
45. What's up,
Y'all ain't got enough.
man?
Come
We
on
be
down
swinging. We gonna
45.
swing bang on y'all ass, boy.
Yeah, you crazy. Y'all gonna be trying to figure out how y'all gonna get back to Dallas after y'all bust on brake pads when y'all come out the game.
Oh hell no! You will not do
I'm
me
I'm
like
a
they on.
I'm I'm a I'm gonna try and bring something up real quick.
Brake pads.
I'm gonna try and bring something up real quick before we watch this podcast completely derail. The New York Knicks lost to the Detroit Pistons 115-106.
Ain't no wrong with
Is it too
Detroit.
early?
I
Is it
told
too
you.
early to hire Mike
I
Malone?
told you.
Is it
I
Ain't
too
no
told
early
wrong
to
with
hire Mike
Hey,
Malone?
first of all, don't sleep on Detroit. Cade Cunningham from the crib, from Dallas.
I don't want to
balling
hear it.
his-
The money
is
that is
balling
on
his
this
ass
squad
off.
is there's no excuse for that. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is with great trepidation that I bring this man to the stage. It is the one, the only. Marlon, man, what you got to say for us this week?
Well,
Well,
folks, I done seen some things in my life. Don't get me wrong. I am not the one that will not take a good hookup. But the shit that this president is doing is spitting in the face of people like Martha Stewart, folks that went to prison for insider trading. This dude is texting it to the world on his own platform to buy his damn stock before he Jimmy rigs the goddamn stock market. This shit gotta stop. Like if there isn't a stopping point at a bridge too far, this is that. Like if I don't know. Belize is looking really appealing right now. This bullshit. Because if we'll never go back to the 50s, 60s, even the 1800s. We'll never go back to that time. So what they're trying to do can't be done. But this is very concerning. They ain't scary to me because I done been in America a long time and I done seen Klan marches. Now you see Klan marches and you see them running when they try to do dumb stuff in dumb places. But this person who is in the Oval Office, and I ain't talking about Elon Musk. This president is basically thumbing his nose at the entire world, and the entire world is taking America at his behest. So it's gonna get greater later. And I ain't talking about no make America great again because in my lifetime I'm really not sure where the greatness was. But we got to do better. And on another note, I was just talking with a couple kids, encouraging them for higher education, and one kid had the audacity and the mitigated gall to say they were interested in going to that school in Daytona, which derailed my pep talk because me being me, I said, well, who is your parents and where they at and why do they not give you better guidance? So um, talk to these kids, encourage them to do great things and be great, and make sure they don't go to that school in Daytona, because that just they can't be great doing that. That's my time, y'all, and slap a rattler on the butt, watch the tail wiggle, and see it shake.
What?
I'll let y'all later.
What?
Stop. Slap a rattler on the butt.
You
and
are
let's see his
muted,
tail
Troy.
shake. Oh Lord.
You are
If
muted, Troy.
you don't think
I
that's
don't even
gonna
know
be
how
a
you
clip
got that
tonight,
from.
Hey, where you come up with that shit, man?
Hey man,
What?
that was on the fly.
hold on, I gotta know. We tweeting that. We tweeting that.
Hey, you can't let that shit go by, bro.
What?
Slap a rattler on the butt and let it see his tail shake. That's a whole new one right there. Man. That's y'all new mantra right there. Brought to you by
Marlo.
Marlo. Brought to you by Marlo. Yeah, you slap a tiger on the tail and see how you try to see his tail shake and see what happened to you.
You gonna see it.
Only rattlers could do that. We the only ones doing that. So if we said that means.
All right.
I guess the funny part about it is the fact that snakes don't have butts.
That's the fun part.
That's the funny part.
That really just okay.
That shit just went over everybody's head.
Jamal, you have a high bar now. It is your floor, sir.
All right, so 2 weeks ago, right up the road from where I'm at right now, in Sylvester, Georgia, it was a trail ride. And you non-country motherfuckers decided to go out to this man private and show y'all ass to the point where he told y'all to leave. Shut the whole trail ride down for everybody. And one of you bald-headed ass people had the gall to steal the man's dog. First of all, let me tell you something. Y'all stole a blue heeler. And if you don't know what the fuck a blue heeler is, a blue heeler is a cattle dog. Them motherfuckers are the crackheads of the dog breeds. They wake up in the morning smoking. They don't smoke Newports. They smoke Marlboro Reds and drink Coke 45 and go work 14 hours a day and they don't get tired. Take that man dog back. That's the first thing. Take his fucking dog back. Alright. Second thing, shouts out to Unrivaled Basketball for almost breaking even in the first season of existence. The league is amazing. The league is definitely gonna be back. NBA basketball, my Heat ain't gonna do about shit, and I'm alright with that. We said it before. Think it's time for Pat Riley to retire, and that is perfectly fine. The man has ran professional basketball for a very long time, but it's time for him to go. Or it's teams see your name or see 305 pop up on their call ID, and they go, "Oh nope, absolutely not." Boop, you are no longer effective.
Lord.
Time to slide. Just saying. Third thing about Jacksonville Jaguars, Shad Khan don't know what the fuck he doing as a damn team owner.
I don't know
At
what
this
he's doing
point,
as a
it don't
wrestler.
even. Right. It don't even matter who the hell we draft when the owner don't know what the fuck he doing. But there's hope. The city of Jacksonville decided to help them buy, not pay for a brand new stadium, but renovate the Everbank Stadium. Honestly, I'm happy they decided to do that because it's one of two stadiums that actually sit on water. Like you can see the St. John's River. The stadium sits on the St. John River. Like, hey, it's amazing. I think renovating is gonna do wonders for the team. I just want them to learn how to be owners. I got some faith in this head coach. I didn't at first because the nigga couldn't say Duval. How the hell you can't say Duval?
Eh.
And I'm not going out like Marlo. I'm going out on my regular tagline. That's all I got. Slap a Nazi. Fuck Donald Trump, and I am Lord Jamal. And crash the fuck out when people have you fucked up, like always.
I forgot to say that, man. Man, remember the crash out. It works.
Oh man.
Especially still crash out on your kids.
I want to thank the 123 that is in the building. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. Like I said, this was a big show for a whole bunch of reasons, and I wanted to make sure as many eyes was on this because we all had a lot to say. So I want to thank everybody for coming. For myself, everybody on the Gathering of Old Men podcast, we are out.
See y'all next week. Bye.